So we have to tell the first term to be compared to the second term and do something about it. So what we need is this distance, our arm distance, to go into up arm condition first term. And the second term will have to be the sum of the up arm and the low arm distances. So we're telling the up arm condition that when this distance is greater than that distance, then do something. And what we want it to do is to start stretching, start increasing the translate x value on the elbow joint. So let's go ahead and plug that value in from the up arm stretch output x into first term, color if true r. There you go. So when this distance will be greater than this distance, it will set the translate x to this value. But what if it's not greater than that? Then it will set it to 1. That's not what we want. We want it to stay the original distance. So the original value. The original value again is 4.735. We want to be sure we set that correctly. There we go. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing for the low arm condition node. Let's get our arm distance shape and plug that into first term. Let's get the value again. Copy that in here. Greater than. Let's get this output x into color if true r, and let's get the value if color if true, color if false. And we should be good to go. We just have to plug in the condition outputs into our joints. So let's go ahead and get this guy and that guy into our graph. There they are. Okay, let's just reorder them, the bow and the hand. Okay, so we'll set the out color R into translate X. As you see, as we set that, nothing changes. That's good. Out color R into translate X, and again, nothing changes. And see, the translate X's have been keyed, have been connected. And let's test it out. Let's grab our hand locator, and as we stretch, as you see, the elbow straightens and it keeps on going. And that's exactly what we want. Perfect. Okay. To clean things up, we can go ahead and hide these distance nodes right here. We can go ahead and hide the IK handle, and actually we need to do one more thing for this arm to work properly. We need to set up a pole vector. So let's go ahead and select the pole vector, which will be this, and in this case, and select the IK handle and constrain pole vector. Bam, and it's done. So now as we stretch, this will control where the elbow is. And if we don't stretch, it also controls where the elbow goes. So this would complete our basic Stretchy IK setup. The next thing I'll show you how to do will be setting up elbow locking or knee locking, whatever you need to do in your case. But to do that, we will have to break our connections between the joints and the condition nodes. They will be plugged in, just there will be another node in between them. So let's go ahead and select the connections to get rid of those, and we need to get another attribute, another node that's called blend to adder. And there's a little bug in Maya on using this, so I'll show you a little trick on how to make it work properly. Just like we plugged in the outputs of condition nodes into the joints, we can go ahead and do the same thing for these two blend to adder nodes. Let's just rename them quickly. This can be called up arm blend, and this can be called low arm blend. Grab the out color R, plug that into, okay, in this case will be other, and out color R into, as you see, if I try to open it, there should be two nodes because the name of that node is blend to adder, but there's only one. So let's go ahead and connect that, and as you see, now it shows that it has been connected into input 0, which is the first attribute of that node. If we open the script editor, see in this line right here, this is where the code got executed. Connect adder force up arm out color into up arm blend input 0. Let's go ahead and highlight that and drag it into our mel tab. What we'll need to do next is to connect the distance between this joint and that joint, and we, as you know, we already have that distance, which is right over here, up arm disc shape. So let's click on that, copy the name, and put it right in here in our script editor. And this will be just have to put dot distance, and we'll be connecting it into this attribute, into this node, but attribute 1. As you saw in the connection editor, it wasn't available, but if we type it in a script editor and we execute it, voila, it works. As you see, the connection has been made straight into it. We click on it and open it in the attribute editor. Here are both of the connections, and the values are the same. Well, that's because the translate axes are the same, as everything is in a default pose. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the low arm blend. Actually, to make it easier, let me get rid of that, duplicate this one, and now it'll carry the information of the first one already, so I don't have to work with the script editor to change anything. Rename that again quickly. Plug in the out color R of the low arm condition into this new blend that we just made. Input 0. Close that. And second thing I'll need to do is to grab the low arm distance and plug that into, let's find a distance, into input 1. There we go. And now both of these have been connected properly. Let's go ahead and connect the output into the translate X of both power joints. Everything is still where it needs to be. Let me demonstrate you how this works. For now, as you can see, the attribute blender is set to 0, and as you remember, we connected the condition into the 0. So whatever the condition was carrying, that's what the 0 will be carrying in our blend nodes, which is the regular Stretchy IK. And now what if we want to switch to lock our elbow? Well, simply what we have to do is to change these guys to 1. And now, if I grab the pole vector and move it, there you go. Our elbow is locked. If we move the hand, so you can see elbow is not moving anymore because we locked it. And the cool thing about these two guys is what we can do is actually we can have a nice blend in between the two, so you can see what's happening. So to set that up, what we can do is we can make a hand control. Call that hand control. Freeze transformations and delete history on it. And let's parent the hand locator under the hand control. And we can go ahead and hide the locator. And here is the same result. And let's go ahead and make an attribute on the hand control, which is going to be called actually, it would be much better if we made that attribute on our pole vector. Let's go ahead and do that. Add attribute, let's call it stretch. And we'll set it from minimum will be 0, maximum will be 1, and default will be 0. Okay, let's open up our connection editor. Set that shown on keyable so it's easier to work with. And so here's our stretch value that we just made on the pole vector, and we're going to go ahead and hook it up to these two guys right here. Select them, reload right, and here is attribute blender. Right now it's set to 1, or whatever this is set to, this will be set to as well. There you go. So as we move our hand, the arm stretches, and we'll leave it stretched. There's our pole vector. It still works, still does what it's supposed to do. But if we gradually increase the stretch from 0 to 1, bam, it locks and it stays there. And we can't change that. Remove the hand, elbow stays in place. So here is your Stretchy IK setup with elbow locking.